When we're trying to make revisions for clarity to make sure our readers understand what we're talking about, we need to really think about the different ways that this can happen in our writing and figure out why those things don't work for readers. So here's an example that I was encountered with earlier. I was supposed to look at what was the most effective revision to make in sentence 19. So the first thing I need to do is look at sentence 19, and then I need to find it, but I need to read and get some context before and after what it is that I'm going to be reading. So what I say here is I just start reading. When going to a drive-through restaurant, some customers like to tell the cashier that they'll pay for the order of the person in the car behind them. Usually, one or two drivers will do this at a time. Sometimes it might go on for several cars. In 2003, at a drive-through coffee shop, the customers set a record, and in Connecticut, more than 1,000 drivers in a row paid for the order of the car behind them. So if you receive a random act of kindness one day, I'm sure you'll know exactly what to do. As I was reading this last part, and in Connecticut, it did seem kind of weird. It was like a tag on that they forgot to tell me where this coffee shop was. So I do agree that this needs to be a revision because it's not very clear and it doesn't flow very well for the reader. So what I have from the question is it says, in 2003, the customer set a record in Connecticut, and it was at a drive-through coffee shop, which was there. So first I do the test for each of the sections. In 2003, the customer set a record in Connecticut. Hey, Shona, psst. In 2003, the customer set a record in Connecticut. Yeah, that does say something. I try the second one. Psst. Hey, Shona. And it was at a drive-through coffee shop. Yeah, that does say something, but it's also a compound sentence with the first part that I read it earlier. That's why they have a comma and an and. Psst. Hey, Shona. In 2003, the customer set a record in Connecticut, and it was at a drive-through coffee shop. Yeah, that does say something. So my last part is, psst, hey, Shona, which was there? Nope, I really don't know what they were trying to tell me there. It's not a sentence, so we don't need a comma there. But it does mean that this answer is wrong. It's not the way we should revise this sentence to make it better. But there really is more to why this sentence is unclear. What I did is went through and took the pictures and made pictures of each of the concepts here. So the way I read this is I put the first chunk on here. In 2003, customers set a record in Connecticut, and it was at a drive-through coffee shop. Well, I'm wondering, what's it referring to? The record? The coffee shop? Connecticut? I'm really not sure. There's many things that we could use to be more clear about what it is that we're talking about. So it is a pretty scary thing when it doesn't have something that we're referring back to. Now I have the last part, which was there. Well, where was there? Are we talking about being in Connecticut? Or are we talking about being in the coffee shop? You can see here that there are several reasons why this sentence is confusing. First of all, it's inaccurate. And then the second thing is that we can't tell where there is, and we can't tell what it is either, which means that the reader is going to be confused, and we need to rewrite the sentence so that they can better understand what it is that we wish to say.